Hello foamers, this is Divyeshwarya. Welcome back to DD Fluids. In this video tutorial we will see how to install foamExtend 4.1 an open foam version in Windows 11. So recently Windows 11 has been released and we want to see how WSL works in Windows 11 and how to install open foam versions in it. So for example here I choose to install foamExtend 4.1. If you want to install any other version, that's perfectly fine. You'll have to just follow steps accordingly. But here we will just go with this because most of the learners want to use those extra advanced FSI versions of OpenFOAM. So we'll just go with this foamExtend 4.1. So here we will follow this simple steps. First we'll start with installing WSL here in Windows 11 and then we will install some dependencies before installing OpenFOAM. When we install OpenFOAM, we will go with this foamExtend version as I mentioned earlier, and then we will compile that version in WSL, and in the end we will see how to install Paraview. Okay, so the first step is installing WSL in Windows 11. Here we will start with opening Windows PowerShell as an administrator, and we'll type this command. So now previously we kind of used two different commands to enable WSL and then the virtualization, but here now we just need to type just one command, WSL space hyphen hyphen install, and then the version of the Ubuntu distro that we want to install. Here I'm going with version 1804. 2004 people says that they are having some problem with foamExtend, so I'll just go with Ubuntu 1804. So when we will type this particular command, it will first enable WSL in our Windows, and then it will also enable the GUI application. Now we don't need to type any install any other additional third-party software to enable GUI application. So previously I guess we used that X server when we were using Windows 10, but here we can just go without installing any other additional software. And as I mentioned here, we'll go with installing Ubuntu 1804. So when we'll type this command, it will do these three things, and then we will restart the system, and then we'll set up the Ubuntu. Okay, so let me quickly show you this. I'll just click on this search bar and I will type a Windows PowerShell. And here you can see run as administrator uh, link is here, so I'll just click on that. Let me put this here, and here this particular command I'll just type in here. I'll attach this notepad file with in the description box, so you can copy paste command from there. That will reduce the chances of typing a wrong command. Okay, so it says installing Windows subsystem for Linux. So it installed everything. First it started with the WSL, then the GUI based thing, and then it also installed Ubuntu 1804. Now it says that we need to reboot our system. So I will quickly restart the system and I'll just come back. Okay, so once you will restart your system, you will see this particular window says Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. It will automatically pop up and it will automatically start installing Ubuntu 18.04 in your system. Now it is asking us for any username. It could be anything. So I'll just go with DD Fluids. Remember that this username should be in small letters and it should not contain any spaces, I guess. Now hit enter. Now it is asking for the password. I'll just type any random password here. And it will your setup is ready. So now we can do anything that we want to do. So here our next step is uh, installing some dependencies before we install open foam extend. So here let me type these two commands. The first command is sudo apt-get update to update our repositories, and then we'll type this command. So this command contains a lot of small packages that is required to compile our foam extend. So we'll just type these two commands. So I already have this written here. I'll just copy this and paste it here. Hit enter. Now let me type this particular command and paste it here and type Y to say yes and hit enter. This may take some time because there are a lot of packages, and it will first download all these packages and then it will install. Meanwhile, let me try to change the fonts. Let's make it a little bit bigger. In between it is asking for some permissions. I'll just give the permission to restart some of the services during the updation. I'll just click, I'll go yes and just hit enter. Okay, so it installed all the dependencies. So let me just go back to our next step, which is installing foamExtend 4.1. So we will just make one directory in our home folder, and there we will install or copy or clone foamExtend files using this Git repository. So let me type those commands here. But before that, let me just first clear the terminal. So these are the commands that we'll just type. First one is cd and then space and then tilde, and then we will go to we will make a directory and we'll name it foam. Later we will just go to that directory foam, and here we will type this command for cloning the open foam files and hit enter. So it will start downloading the files. Okay, so now we have all the files from foamExtend. So now we can move to the next step, which is the compilation step. So in the compilation step, we will source our bash rc file from foamExtend, and then we will type this command all wmake first install to compile all the directories. Okay, so here I'll just type all these commands one by one. So the first command is going into the directory that we created, so foamExtend, and then we will type this source command. So once we do that, we need to make this alias. So you remember, if you want to install any OpenFOAM version, uh, we go with defining the source file into our bash rc file. So here we are doing it with the command, and we are putting an alias. So every time when I try to run any command, it will not run until and unless I type this command in my terminal fe41. Okay, so I'll show these steps, but let's first type this command. And the next step here we have is sourcing the bash rc file. So if this is not giving any error, in that case we don't have any problem with our installation, and it is running perfectly fine up to this moment. So now I just type this fe41 and hit enter. So now I can run any command, but before that, let me um, again run this compilation command first, which is all wmake first install. And this command will take quite a time. I'll just type yes, because right now I don't want to install paraview. I'll just go without installing or compiling paraview. Hit enter, and it will start compiling all the files that we copied uh, from this GitHub repository, and eventually we'll be able to run the commands from OpenFOAM foamExtend. Okay, so after around 3 or 4 hours, I'm able to successfully compile my foamExtend in my computer. So it took quite a lot of time. Uh, if somebody is trying to install and compile foamExtend in their WSL, just let us know in the comment box if it is taking that long. It could be because of my maybe older processor, or I was also working and this compilation was running in the background. So it could be because of that too. So just let us know so others uh, can ca- also try. They also know that what's the reason why it's taking that long to compile a foamExtend. Okay, so let's now go to the last uh, step, wherein we will install paraview. So here I'll not show you how to install paraview because I have already shown I've already recorded that part. So what I'll do is I'll give a link in the description box for the installation of ParaView in Windows system. So you can just go to that link, and there I've shown step by step um, procedure to install ParaView in your latest ParaView version in your Windows system. So here I'll just go with setting up the alias. So here I'll first open our bash rc file, and in that bash rc file I'll set up my alias. So I'll go to the last line, and right below this alias that we set up for open I'll uh, set it up for the Paraform command. So let me just copy these lines and paste it here. So whenever I'll type Paraform command, it will go to this location uh, of ParaView, and it will open my uh, WSL case into the ParaView. One thing that you need to notice here is I'm not using a small p, I'm using capital P here. So whenever I want to run Paraform command, I will not go with conventional small p, I'll go with capital P because I'm manually setting this up in my bash rc file. Alright, so let's just save this file and close it. Now let's source this first. So I'll type source and then the tilde slash dot bash rc and hit enter. So far we don't have any error or no interruption in the installation. Now let's see whether our installation is successful or not. For that, uh, let's make run directory. So try to follow these commands: mkdir, then space, and then hyphen p, and then type dollar home underscore run. So this will create this home run directory. Okay, it is giving us some error. All right, this foam run, right now it is not able to understand this foam run command. So I'll have to just type fe41 first. So now it will understand. So if now I'll type mkdir command, it didn't show me any error. Now let's go to that directory. So I'll just type run and hit enter. It will take me to this particular location. In here I'll type one command, is cp space hyphen r, then dollar foam underscore tutorials, and let's go to incompressible, and in that incompressible let's go to icofoam, and then let's copy the cavity case and hit enter. So now we have this cavity folder here. Go to that, and if I type ls, it has all these three zero constant system folders. Let's type this commands block mesh to execute the mesh. It is executing the commands, so our installation is perfectly fine. Now let's run the simulation. Echo foam and hit enter. Okay, it ran, and now let's try Paraform command. So this paraview window popped up. Let's click on this apply button, and we are able to see this geometry. Go to velocity, last time step, and this is our profile velocity. This is our pressure contour. So that was all for today. If you are facing any issue with the installation, I would recommend you to uh, go to my um, website, ddfluids.in, and there you'll find one tab called forum. You can click on that forum, and you can post your queries. I'll answer all the queries over there. And if you still getting any errors, post into the comment box. You can reach me on the LinkedIn or Telegram. I'll be happy to answer your queries. That was all for today. Signing off.